Good morning, everyone. Let's start our class today for PTE, and we'll be continuing with the item types of the listening where we left yesterday. Just a sec. Yeah. And classes are provided by CECA, and the classes are free of the cost. And also, we had a webinar held regarding the changes and updates in the different processes, visa processes. And you can also, listen to the whole thing simplified on the audio posted, the webinar audio and video posted on the Facebook page of CECA, right? And if you are after any information and specifically you want to know about it, then you can call on this given number and just give reference that you are a student from this class, and you can get your advice for free. And even if anyone is after the advice and not attending the classes, still he can call and access that free service of migration counseling and education counseling as well. So yesterday we completed few of the item types from the listening. So let me get to the slides first. So okay, so we just did SST. This is summarized spoken text, and then we did filling in the blanks and highlight incorrect words. So three things we practiced yesterday. Now today we will start with the MCQ. MCQ is multiple choice question. So just brief up of listening. Listening is part 3 of the exam. Like first part will be speaking and writing. Second part will be reading. After that 10 minutes break. Then part 3 listening. And the timing for listening is 45 to 57 minutes. And it will be consisting of 8 different item types containing different number of question in each, right? So 2 to 3 in majority of them. But the last right from dictation, like here it got sometime 4, sometime 5, and sometime 3 questions on that, right? So 3 to 5 are the question for right from dictation. So there is no individual timer for any item type. So when the audio is stopped, when you are like listen the audio and it is finished, then that's the time, like whatever time you're consuming to answer the question at that moment, because you just have to, besides summarize spoken text and write from dictation, almost there are different ways you are answering the question. Sometimes you're just ticking the box, sometimes you're typing in the word, right? And these are the two ways you are doing it, right? So when you're ticking the box, so it need to be really quick. When if you have taken notes, well, look at the notes and then decide what could be the possible answer, and don't waste too much time there deciding on, because if you're wasting time on or utilizing more time than required on any question, so you might run out of the time while reaching to the last item type, which is right from dictation, right? So it is like whenever your time is up, suppose they have given you 45 minutes altogether for the listening, right? And when the clock strikes 45 minutes and you are on, suppose, right from dictation, but you did only the first question or you are doing it, suppose, so what happened, the screen will be locked automatically, right? And your test will be, it will be having that information on the screen that your test has finished, right? So it is your responsibility in the practice sessions also how you are maintaining your time. So decide on what time you will be spending on each question while you are in the practice session, so that you are not running out of the time and you are giving sufficient time to every question you are doing in every item type, right? So SST, that what we did yesterday, we won't be doing it today. This is MCQ. This is the second item type. As I told you, there won't be a sequence of the item type as I mentioned here, except summarize spoken text, which is going to be the first item type, and the write from dictation, which is going to be the last item type, right? And besides that, every other item type, the all six, they can be in any order. Like after SST, you get filling in the blanks, then you having MCQ multiple answer, then you having MCQ single answer. You see, so this is how it will be, and last will be right from dictation. Yes, good morning, Ashmita. So multiple choice question, when we have to give multiple answer, so this will give a score into the listening only, right? Because we are listening and looking at the information on the screen and marking as per the recording we heard, right? After listening to recording, we have to answer the question and more than one response is correct out of the given choices, right? So what happened, you will be having a question on the screen with 4 to 5 options in it, right? And after listening, like when you are listening the recording, you are looking at the option at the same time, and you are deciding according to question which options are true. True, that mean they are same in the lecture or the recording you are hearing, and they are written same in the screen in front of you. They won't be in the same words, so never expect like I'm hearing a sentence and I'll be saying it as it is on the screen. No, the information will be paraphrased, right? So maybe I'm hearing this is a beautiful sunny day, right? So it will be given on the screen in some other words, but keeping the meaning same, right? So the prompt length, that means the recording you will be hearing for this one question will be 40 seconds to 90 seconds, right? And audio will obviously play automatically. You don't have to play the audio for any of the question in the listening. So you will be given 7 seconds so that you can look at the question and read the options, right? So here, this is same your screen will be for this question. Listen to the recording and answer the question by selecting all the correct response. You will need to select more than one response. So when it says more than one response, it is MCQ multiple answer. So this is called status box. Status is telling here beginning in 2 seconds. That means it started off with 7 seconds. Now it should reach to the 2 seconds, then 1, then 0, then status will change to playing. Playing means this is the time you hearing the audio. And here a blue bar keep on building up, right? So this will tell you how much audio you are about to hear. That means when it obviously reaches here, the audio ends, right? And the status will change to completed. So this is like just for the information. And this is the volume button, like the volume bar. You feel like this volume is quite low for this question, so drag it here quickly, right? It will up increase it. And if you feel like it's too much for my ears, so drag it down, it will decrease it. Now coming to the question itself. So when you're looking at the question, what is more important with MCQ multiple answer? What happened as a result of the arrival of the colonist, right? So that means I'm looking for the information like what are the results, like when the colonist arrived. So what happened as a result? That's what I'm looking for in the entire audio, right? I have presented with 5 options. Now my task is in the 7 second, first to understand question. So I understood like this is what I'm hearing for. And then I'm going to the options itself and taking out the keywords from the options, right? Or maybe understanding them, what every option is stating out there. So taking out the keyword will help you how, sorry, when you're hearing to the audio. So suppose you have heard a word called large spaces, right? So large spaces and huge area, one and the same thing. So you know this is something they're talking about the option number 1. So you pay more attention to it. Maybe you quickly take a note of that, what they have said for this option or this word, and keep it with you, right? And same like that, you can write the options for you, right? Or maybe you can at at the moment you're listening it, at the same moment you can decide whether I'm keeping it or whether I'm eliminating it, right? So this is to help you guys to better decide the option. You have to take keynotes from the option, and when you're hearing something alike, the synonym to that word or a paraphrasing of that word, that means now they are talking about this option. You have to hear carefully and decide you keeping it or you leaving it, right? And remember that when it is MCQ multiple answer, you got negative marking. Why? Now I got 5 options. Obviously, it is not the case that I'm able to take only options here. When how I'm answering this question, I'm taking this box, right? So when I'm taking this box, if I'm able to take it, uh, if I'm only able to take the option which are correct, then I know, like I do not need to hear the audio. I'll just try ticking all the boxes. So whatever I'm able to take, okay, those are my answer. So that's why there is a negative marking, because you can tick every box here. You see the wrong option also, you can tick them, right? So you have to be really mindful. Suppose you have marked 3 options, right? And out of that, 2 options are right, but the last one you mentioned is wrong. So what happened? 1 for every right option, 2 marks, and -1 for the option which is wrong for you. So 2 minus 1 and your score comes back to 1 only. So it's very important that I'm marking the option which I'm pretty sure about. And if I have been having a confusion, not sure about, so better not to mark it, right? To save the marks for the right ones. And mostly out of 5, there is one option you can easily get, right? And besides that, try to eliminate the option. When you're hearing the option, if you're feeling like this is not the case, and then try to eliminate the option. So when you will be eliminating, ultimately you will be reaching to one option, which is maybe another possible option, right? So that's why there is a negative marking. Make use of 7-second. I told you how can you use them. And shortlist while listening. So obviously when you're hearing something, paraphrase, something synonym, or you know this is the option they're talking about that moment. So now you can shortlist it, whether you're keeping it or whether you're not looking at it, right? And then note down the key points. The same way I mentioned how you can note down the key points. But remember that, okay, sometimes we work with both techniques. We're looking at the option and then and there only we are shortlisting. And for some option, we're not sure about at that very moment. So we are quickly taking a quick note of that option. Okay, this is what they said. And then we are correlating after the audio is finished, right? So that's how we can decide on our answers here. Finalize options only in the end. So never act in any hurry. So just when you're done, hear the audio. After that, look at the notes or use whatever visual memory you have or the whatever memory you retain with you. So just according to that, now just decide on which option you are marking and then submit your option. Always read all the options before marking the option or making a choice there, and then only submit your answer, right? So this is the MCQ multiple answer. So the next is, this will we do together, multiple choice single answer. Now single answer will be having this sentence with it, selecting only one response. So you know that this is the single answer, MCQ single answer. So same here, you will be looking at a question with the options provided, but here the task is a bit easy because we have to select only one response. And audio, you see this is 30 to 60 seconds lesser than the MCQ multiple answer, and score also only imparted to your listening module. So here you see, basically we are concentrating on the question here. Why question? Because what we are looking for is a lie inside the question. If I'm asking you what is the color of sky, right? So my question is about the color of sky, right? So you won't be looking at the dimensions of it. You won't be looking at the times of the day it changes, right? So definitely you will be basically more focused toward in the entire audio. Okay, what is the color of the sky, right? So that's why we have to concentrate more on the question when it is single answer, because we're looking for one specific piece of information asked in the question. So if you're looking at the question, these are the four main question you will be having in the this particular question type. For example, they will be asking you to hear for the main idea. So they having a question, what is the main idea discussed in this passage, right? Or in this recording, suppose. Now, if you having this question, that means you are looking for the main idea. So question sounds like, what was the main cause of the company's collapse, right? And maybe sometime you will be looking for the supporting information or detail. Now my task is not to focus on the main idea, but what supporting information they have mentioned in there or what detail they have mentioned in there. So the question will sound like, what aspect of past transport policy does the speaker mention? So that means I have to look for that particular aspect in regards to the past of the transport policy, right? So that means I'm not looking for main idea. I'm not hearing for the purpose here. I'm not looking for something advantageous sort of. I'm just looking for one aspect of past transport policy. So sometime you will be listening for inference, like what does the speaker suggest that the factory may have to do? So maybe the company or the factory is going into the losses. So then in the audio, the speaker is mentioning few ways to solve this issue. So out of those few ways, one is there in the option and that's my answer, right? Then maybe you are listening for the speaker purpose. So why does the speaker talk about the fall in car ownership? You see, now maybe in the lecture he's talking about the reduction in the car ownership. So what is the purpose behind that? Why he's talking about that aspect? What he tried to explain with that? So that means I'm hearing for this purpose, right? So I'll be focusing more on that. Now main idea and purpose, like normally these are sometime, they have little bit of what you say a difference in that, because here what was the main cause of company collapse, right? So that means I'm looking for what is the main cause of, maybe the entire passage is about the company collapse, and out of that I'm just looking for the main reason in that, right? Here he mentioned one aspect like falling in the car ownership maybe. So I'm looking for what is the purpose of mentioning this particular thing in there, right? So don't get trapped in the way question, in the way they are asking the question. So just look what is the demand, and according to that, obviously you're not only looking the question, you understand question, after that go through once, go through the option once as well. You got 7 seconds again here before the audio start here, so you have time to go through the options, because there will be 4 or 5 options, so it's very quick, you can go through them, you can see what they are given as an option. So then it is more easy for you to find your answer when you are listening to the recording, right? So never read the text in the beginning. I won't say that you don't do that, but if you feel like I'm a slow reader, then whatever you can read, read it, but don't forget to read the question in any case, right? Find and validate. So when you obviously suppose you feeling like number 3 is my option, so when you hearing number 3, always try to make a note of that option. So whatever you are hearing, so particularly when you feel like there is a line or sentence come, now this is what they're talking about my answer, so take a note of that, right? So this is very confusive thing when it comes to the single answer. You see here it says don't confuse almost with the whole, right? Now they give you an option stating 90% of people like coffee, right? And there is an option they say all people like coffee, right? And maybe I'm hearing something, and I just heard something like the all 90 or like the uh who doesn't pay attention can often confuse 90% with most or whole, like maybe in the audio also I'm just saying something which relates to more 90%, majority of people, something like that I'm hearing. Majority of people like coffee. When I say majority of people like coffee, it doesn't mean that everyone like coffee, right? If I have to say like all of them like coffee, so what I'll be saying, everyone likes coffee, right? So this is some sort of the confusive option they give you in the single answer. So maybe it says 90%, audio has the majority. So I go, okay, majority, okay, I'll be marking all people, right? So these are the bit of the confusive option they will be presenting you in the single answer question to make you confused, right? Don't base a decision on personal judgment. So your answer will be marked right or wrong on the content of the audio. Your personal knowledge, personal judgment will not be accounted in any case for the right answer or the wrong answer, right? Keep an eye on the timer. This is true for the entire section of the listening, because you know that there is no individual timer except the first question, which is summarize spoken text. And don't try to just match word, because as I told you, the words will be paraphrased and there won't be anything like you will be hearing same word, right? So yeah, academic technical word, they don't change them, but yeah, other than that, all the vocabulary thing or helping verbs or something like that, they can change easily, right? Now let's do the multiple answer practice for the multiple answer multiple question and multiple choice single answer question. So just a second here. I need to stop this. So here it is. So if you have any question, meanwhile, you can ask me regarding the multiple choice questions. So everyone is clear with the things, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, all right. Okay, just a second. I'm just looking at the questions to practice. So first we will be doing multiple choice answers. Okay, so you see it says it's MCQ multiple answer. You have to select multiple option. So we got 5 option on the screen. So out of that, more than one option is correct. So which of the following statements are correct? That's what we have to find. You read it because it's few of you are doing it for the first time. So read the question, read the option. When you done reading, tell me, I'll play the audio. And then you will be more informed to make a selection here. Have you read it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So yeah, just a moment. It's a multiple answer. The audio is loading. Just a sec. Okay. So I'm playing it. Tell me if you're able to hear it or not. So you're able to hear it or not?
No, ma'am.
No?
No, ma'am, it's not clear.
Okay. Actually, the same audio is not playing in my phone. Just a sec. So I'm playing on the laptop itself, but it's not working in there. Okay, let me change the question. When I'll be just able to play it, we will do it again. Just a sec. Okay, we'll see. Get here. Okay, so this is the next one. Let's see if I'm able to play this one. Come on, why are you not moving up? Okay, this never happened. Why this audio is not playing up? 70. Okay, yeah, this one Okay, I'm really sorry about this, but yeah, this is ready. I need to just change the question here. Bear with me. Yeah, this one will be playing. That's what I have the audio for. And after this one, we'll be doing the question I mentioned here before than this. Just a second. Okay. So this is the question you will be hearing because this is the audio I have with me. This one. The number 3 here. Which of the following statement is true of Roche's belief in the social contract? This is one you'll be hearing in 7 seconds. So kindly read it. And meanwhile, I'll try to play the first 2 questions as well. I mean, after this one now. So it says 5, 7. Now 5. It's 2, 1. And it will be playing now.
You may not know much, if anything, about Jean-Jacques Rousseau, but you have probably heard the well-known quote, "Man is born free, and everywhere he is in chains." In his early work, Rousseau argued that mankind was happiest and at its best in a state of nature, that is, before the creation of society and civilization. He saw society as artificial and corrupt, and that good people were corrupted by it. The Social Contract is perhaps the most enduring and well-known of his books, covering pretty well every aspect of man in society. However, in this book, his attitude to the condition of man in a state of nature changes. In such conditions, man is brutish and competitive by nature, and there is no law or morality. Therefore, because it is easier to survive by joining forces with others, people form societies to better fight anything that might endanger their situation. Rousseau's political philosophy has had a profound influence on later thinkers, even though, or perhaps especially because, it is open to many interpretations. But political philosophy is not everybody's cup of tea. In his own time, Rousseau was a bestseller with novels such as The New Eloise and especially Emile, though even the latter is not free of his constant desire to improve society. It illustrates his ideas about the best form of education, which involves educating a child's emotions before their reason. This too had a profound influence on educational theorists.
So based on this audio you heard, now tell me, I mean, in the chat box only, send your answers. And be mindful, there is a negative marking. So every wrong answer will give you -1. Ira, your first answer is right, second is wrong. Ashmita, first is wrong, second is right. Honey, -1. Shiza, 1. Oh, your screen is not visible. Is it now? No, Priyanka, this is wrong. Okay, so here the right answer to this question, which of the following statement is true of Rousseau's belief in the social contract? The fun is men from societies to better cope up with the dangers in life. That's the first statement, which is true. And the second is by forming societies, which is D. Law and morality come into force. These two are right. And I'm saying the audio you just heard. So concentrate here. You may not much if anything about Jacques Rousseau. What you have probably heard the well-known quote, "Man is born free, and everywhere he is in chains." In his early work, Rousseau argued that mankind was happiest and its best state of nature, that is before the creation of society and civilization. He saw society as artificial and corrupt. By forming society, law and morality come into force. You see, he saw, and here it says, he saw society as artificial and corrupt, and the good people were corrupted by it. Is perhaps the most enduring and well known, his books covering pretty well every aspect of man in society. Who in this book, his attitude to the condition of a man in a state of nature changes. In such conditions, a man is brutish and competitive by nature, and there is no law or morality. The full, because it is easier to survive by joining forces with other people from society to better fight anything that might danger the situation. Rousseau's political philosophy has had a profound influence on later thinkers, even to old perhaps, especially because it is open to many interpretations. But political philosophy is not everybody's cup of tea. A Wind Blew, so it was a bestseller with novels such as The New and Leaves, and especially in New, even the latter is not free of this constant desire to improve society. Illustrate these ideas about the best form of education, which involves educating a child, emotion before the reason. This too had a profound influence on educational theories. So, children emotion should be educated before their intellect. This is not mentioned here. They mention child emotion, but this is not need to do anything with the intellectual level of the child. And then people were far happier in a state of nature before civilization. But what he said here, like Rousseau, mankind, that is before the everyone is in his early work. Rousseau he argued that mankind was happiest and its best state of nature, that is before the creation of society and civilization. So he argued about that. The statement is not true according to the Rousseau beliefs. This is one thing he argued about that. So C cannot be the answer because this is contradictory. Society has a corrupting influence on people. So this is also he disregarded in the next sentence when he said that he saw society as artificial and corrupt, and the good people were corrupted by it. And who is in this book, his attitude of the condition of a man in state of nature changes in such condition as man is brutish and competitive by nature, and there is no law or morality. So we left with the option A and D here, where it says that men from society to better cope with danger in life, because they prepare it beforehand. This is one true thing according to the beliefs of the Rousseau. And the second is, by forming society, law morality come into force, right? So look at the question here. According to the text, drop in consumption of fertilizer is. This is the audio I'm playing now. 80, 2, 3. Okay. These two questions, they are like stuck around somewhere. They're not ready to be played. They're fighting against the law of playing here. Okay, got it. Yeah, here you go. All right. So yeah, sorry, but these two questions audio, I don't know what's wrong with them, but they are, I'm not able to play those audios. So let's look at this one. Which of the following technological advances have had an effect on the economics and distribution of music? The audio is starting in 7 seconds for this question. So here you go. This one.
Technological change has had a profound effect on the way music is made and how it sounds, as well as on the way we listen to it. New technologies, and I mean this in the broadest sense, not just electronic devices, alter the sound of music and, in the case of electronic recording systems, affect the economics and distribution of music. For example, the innovation of the valve trumpet in the 19th century changed the sound of the orchestra. Now, everyone has easy access to a wide variety of music. It is arguable whether this has increased our understanding of it. Before radio and recorded music, those who could afford it would have pianos or pianolas, mechanical pianos that played a role of sheet music. So the basic ability to read notes off a page was more widespread. However, these days, regardless of whether or not we are musical experts, there's no doubt that music enhances life. And with the internet, sites to download music from, file sharing, and so on, we have access to more music than ever before, and a lot of it for free.
You want to hear it again? Or it's good enough? All right, that's great. Okay, honey, your answer for this question. Got it. This is not right. Nazia, the answer number first is right, second is wrong. Shiza, yes, 1 mark for this one option. Ashmita, -1 for this option. Ira, no, these are not right options. I want you to make it, I want you to hear this again. Okay, so you can just look at the options again. If you heard one right option, you may be finding the second one right as well this time. And if both are correct, then listen again and concentrate. It says, which of the following technological advances have had an effect on the economics and distribution of music? So first of all, we are looking for tech advancement, right? And which also having an effect of both of the distribution and economics of the music out of these one. So listen it again and then give the option again.
Technological change has had a profound effect on the way music is made and how it sounds, as well as on the way we listen to it. New technologies, and I mean this in the broadest sense, not just electronic devices, can alter the sound of music and, in the case of electronic recording systems, affect the economics and distribution of music. For example, the innovation of the valve trumpet in the 19th century changed the sound of the orchestra. Now, everyone has easy access to a wide variety of music, but it is arguable whether this has increased our understanding of it. Before radio and recorded music, those who could afford it would have pianos or pianolas, mechanical pianos that played a role of sheet music. So the basic ability to read notes off a page was more widespread. However, these days, regardless of whether or not we are musical experts, there is no doubt that music enhances life. And with the internet, sites to download music from, file sharing, and so on, we have access to more music than ever before, and a lot of it for free.
So, okay, so received the answers, and who said the first answer for this one now? Just a sec. All right, so okay, Priyanka 1 mark, Ashmita 1 right, 1 wrong, and Ira, actually one option, the later one you mentioned here, that is right. And your first 2 options are also right. So altogether you got all the option, but yeah, one extra. I mean the one which is not the right one. So that will give you a -1. And honey, your first option is right. The option number 1 you mentioned is right. And that's it. Okay, so the right option here for this question is first is electronic recording system. It's not only the one they are mentioning in the beginning. Then the internet, right? And then the ability to download music. The ability to download music. So it's B, C, and F, right? And you can see your option for this one, what you have given till now. And Shiza, yes, this is right. Yeah, B, C, and F. 3 options are right out of the 6 given. So 3 mark. So if those are right, you get all the 3 marks. If any option you have mentioned there and it is not in there in the answer, so you will be having a -1 for that. Okay, so the next one here, which of the following are suggested as reason why contemporary writer on politics are less and less readable and relevant than the ancient writers. So contemporary writer on politics, why they are less readable and relevant, both the things, than the ancient, than the previous one, right? And what we are looking for reasons, suggested reasons, right? These are the 5 options, and you are about to hear the audio now.
The earliest writers on politics, and I'm thinking of Plato and Aristotle here, felt free to draw insights from all areas of human knowledge, unlike modern academic writers who tend to put things into smaller and smaller compartments or focus more closely on one area of inquiry. For example, Plato would examine a whole political system and the philosophy that underlies it, whereas modern writers on politics might concentrate on one particular institution in that system, the House of Lords in England, or on voting patterns within a country. With this focus, the bigger questions that the ancients dealt with, what is the best form of government or what is justice, tend to get left behind. Many writers on politics these days are university-based and so have to have specialized interests. And while they may make new and interesting discoveries in their special field, it is at the loss of a broader perspective, not to mention the loss of a general audience or readership. In the 19th century, there were still writers who used the same freedom of inquiry as the ancients, and are all the more readable and relevant because of it.
Okay, answers. Why is he mentioned this? Okay, Shiza. Shiza, the later option is right. There are two right answers here only. Later option is right, Shiza, for you. Ira, first two are right and third is like -1. Priyanka, 1 positive. Nazia, the first two are right and the last one will give you -1. So, yeah. And Honey, I have said Shiza, actually it's like C and A. That's what I can see here with your message. And Honey, your first two options are right and third one is wrong. So 2 minus 1. And if it's 1 only, then you can count it as a 1. And Ashmita, two option, first is right, second is wrong. Okay, so here the right options are A and B. They tend to focus on only one aspect of political system. That's very clear. And the second one is being university based forces them to specialize. Being university based forces them to specialize. So A and B are the right option here, except that there is no other option which is stated as a reason why those are not readable and relevant as compared to ancient one, right? Okay, that's the previous one. Yeah, fine, Shiza. All right, so now I'll make you hear the single answer question, and they are a bit easy than this one because we're looking for only one answer, and I know you will be quickly giving answer for those one. So just a second, let me show you a few question of them. MCQ single answer, you will be now selecting only one response. Okay, so this is the question on the screen with the MCQ single answer. So you are hearing the audio now in 7 seconds. Oh God. Yeah, just a second. Old man, what is the grammar purpose of the building expression? Questions are different in the list. Oh my God. Yes, you can't hear me. Just a second. I'm just changing the question because there is a issue with the different audios. I got the audio as wrong. It's wrongly numbered for me. So it says 710 here. Right. I have to find this. Just a sec. I have to find this question. Okay, I'm typing the question for you. Just a sec. Because I couldn't find the text of that one. And processing. Just a sec. I almost typed. So, all right. So here it is. Look at this question. Which one of the following true in case of lycopene? So this is the audio you'll be hearing. This is the question with 5 options. And. Okay, it's about to begin. First, you will be looking at the first question, chair 1. So then the next one. So according to the discussion, why is it important to have the right chair? So it's playing now.
Listen to a discussion in a business class. The computerized workplace can be hazardous to your health if you don't take preventative measures. Today, we'll go over what some of these hazards are, and more importantly, what can be done about them. One major complaint, maybe the biggest complaint, of people who spend time at the computer is eye strain. To help ease the strain on the eyes, the computer screen should be about 2 feet from your eyes. The entire screen should be in focus. The brightness and contrast should be adjusted for best readability. A good way to relieve eye strain is to look away from the screen frequently. Focus your eyes on objects that are far away, like something outside, the building across the street, or the tree in the parking lot.
But what if your office doesn't have a window? I mean, I've worked in lots of places where there's no window.
And in that case, you need to get up and walk around. You should never sit for more than 30 minutes at a time anyway. This is important for the rest of your body as well, namely your back. Neck and back pain are a big problem for computer people. Always make sure your screen, keyboard, and chair are at the right height for you.
Okay, so an answer for first one. Yes, that's right. That's right for Honey. Shiza, Ira, Nazia, Ashmita, Priyanka. So yeah, all of your answers are right. So you see this is a bit easy as compared to the MCQ. So this is the next. According to text, which statement is true? So we got 4 options again. So here is the audio to it. Just a sec. Yeah. Okay, beginning in 10, 8, 7, 6, almost 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now it will start. This one, according to the text.
The raging debate whether employees should be involved in the decision-making process or not is not new. In today's age of startup, productive employees are assets for any company. Often, the management of startups and technology companies involves their employees in the decision-making process. The ultimate aim of any company is to satisfy his or her customers profitably through their highly motivated and productive employees. A company should involve their employees in the decision-making process. From management's perspective, involvement of employees in decision-making process enables management to get right feedback from the ground level and tune the policy accordingly. Involving employees into decision-making process builds trust among management and employees, produces synergy in operation, and reduces friction among management and employees. The company should restrict this exercise at an operational level where employees are direct stakeholders. The company should never involve employees into certain policy level, strategy level, financial, or confidential matter where employees do not have any expertise or any stake. Involvement of employees in decision-making process enables and empowers employees to perform better, to improve productivity, to serve customer excellently, and to improve the bottom line of the company. Involvement of employees in decision-making process gives the company a leading edge in the market and creates a win-win situation for both employers and employees.
Answer to this one. Yes, Ira, that's right. Okay. Honey, Ira, Nazia, Shiza, this is right. Ashmita, Priyanka, this is right. So this is right, guys. Okay, let's see the next question, but it doesn't have a question out there. So you see it got the option. So basically they're asking about the paragraph you're about to hear. So what this paragraph is about. So that's why there is no question, because the option itself sounds like a question, right? So you'll be hearing this one in 3, 4, 2, 1, 0 now.
The fortune of becoming a fortune teller is a dream for everyone. You get the privilege of looking into the future of others. In some places, they are called psychics. People come to a fortune teller to resolve their problems. The forecast made by a fortune teller may not be exactly true. Fortune tellers are not respected in some places, but in some places, they are respected a lot. Many get married only after asking the fortune teller. Fortune teller take this work as divine work. Even many entrepreneurs start the business after consulting a fortune teller. Fortune tellers use different methods to tell fortune. Some use numerology, some use astrology, some use cards, and some use crystals to gaze into the future of others.
Okay, answer to this one. Honey, Nazia, and Ashmita, your answer is right. Ira and Priyanka, answer is not right. This paragraph is about the life of a fortune teller. Yes, Sarah, that is right. Okay, so look at the question now. The story was about. So now you will be hearing a story and you have to tell what it is about. So again, in 5 seconds, you're about to hear the audio.
A small boy entered a coffee shop and sat at a table. A waiter came forward to put a glass of water and asked the boy to place an order. He inquired about the cost of a sundae. The waiter said 50 rupees. He checked his pockets and asked the waiter again, "How much does vanilla cost?" The waiter was impatient because there was a huge rush today and people were waiting for the table. The waiter said 35 rupees. The boy asked the waiter to get a vanilla. After the waiter brought the order, boy ate the ice cream, paid the bill, and left the place. When the waiter started cleaning the table, he was astonished at what he saw. The boy had left 15 rupees as a tip. The boy had left 15 rupees as a tip.
Answer. Shiza, that's right. Nazia, that's wrong. Ira, that's wrong. Ashmita, honey, that's right. Priyanka, yeah, that's right. Ira, that's right now. And Priyanka and Sarah, that's right. So basically, this is about little boy's maturity. This is not about the attitude of the waiter. This is more about that how boy left the tip. So it's about the boy's maturity. So yeah, these are the MCQ, single answer and the multiple answer. And as you just experienced the single answer, they are a bit easy as compared to the multiple answer, right? And multiple answer, because of the negative marking, we lose mark. So we have, even you see there are two options, right? Suppose in a question, and I'm sure that one option I know for sure, but the second I'm not very pretty sure about it. So what can you do? You just leave that option, don't mark it, just mark what you know to the best of your knowledge and you actually heard that in the audio, right? That's how you can save your marks here. So there will be 2 to 3 question in single answer. There will be 2 to 3 question in the multiple answer, depending on the pattern of the test of that day, right? But yeah, 2 to 3 will be there. Okay, so the next question we'll be doing is select missing word. So select missing word. So same like you will be hearing an audio now, recording, and when you will be reaching to the end of the recording, like when it is like about to finish, right? About 20 to 70 seconds is the audio you will be hearing. So when it is about to finish, the last word or last group of word is replaced by a beep, by a sound, right? And we have to find what is that word or what is that phrase which is replaced by a beep sound, right? For each item type we will be having 3 to 5 response options, right? Only one is correct, right? At the end of the recording, when we heard the whole recording, so towards the end there will be a word replaced by the sound, right? And according to the lecture we just heard, we have to see which is the right option out of given 3 or 5, right? So whatever you feel like is the right option, you marking it, you will be clicking that option. It will highlight in yellow color, and that's how your answer will be submitted for this question, right? So you cannot afford to miss the last word. It is not that you are not concentrating enough from the beginning. Why? Because from the beginning, if you're hearing what this lecture is about, what is the content of the lecture, how it is progressing, and what events it progressing towards, it will be more easy to find out the last word, right? So but if you're not paying concentration, of course you won't be able to. But just in case you're not able to miss the last sentence they are saying, because that will help you to find the more accurate option or the exact right option, right? So how you will be knowing the sentence is about to finish? Looking at the progress bar is very important to figure out when the sentence is nearing the end. So I showed you a status box, right? What happened there in the status box? That it has a status bar, blue bar, that what I told you. So when it keep on raising and it is near to the end, so you know that now they will be having a beep sound. So I have to pay full attention here what sentence they are framing here, right? So this is how you will be finding your answers quickly. There will be 2 to 3 such questions. You have to read the instruction carefully, because the instruction itself tell you what this lecture is going to be about, what type of text audio you are about to hear in this question. You have to check all the options. You cannot afford to miss on the options here, right? So if you are looking at every option, and after that only consider the option which are right and mark them and see if they're making sense, right? Grammatically also you can check them, like if there are articles in front of them, if there is a verb tense combination you can work on. So just look for all these details and only then mark your answer, right? So let's do one question of select missing words. So right now I'm not able to show you the status bar for sure, but yeah, in exam you know that it will be there. So now you have to be more attentive, uh, because yes, I won't be able to show you when the audio is about to finish, right? So first question is just simple words. So you see, okay, sharing the document, share it. Here it is. Okay, you see it has 4 words: uncomfortable, uncomfortable, sluggish, and energetic. This is quite simple, and 2, 3 we will be doing with the phrases as well. So this is the audio. Just a sec, it is playing. Okay. Select missing word. Just a sec. Comfortable, uncomfortable. All right, got this one. Oh, it is like every time. Script feature characteristics sports. Okay, first do this one. Okay. Okay, there is the options I'm typing in. We'll be hearing first 4 option. It is having scripts. Just making you show it in a second. Features, easy and characteristics. Yeah, and food. All right. So here are the options. Zooming it up. Resuming it. Okay. So this one you're hearing first. The 4 options: grip, feature, characteristics, and sports.
Like humans have virtually unique sets of fingerprints.
Just a sec.
Every giraffe has a unique set of.
Okay, started.
Baby giraffes inherit aspects of their mother's patterning, which could give them a survival advantage if good camouflage runs in the family. Derek Lee is a wildlife biologist and population ecologist at Penn State, and with the Wild Nature Institute, a research consultancy group. He and his collaborators have been tracking giraffes for 7 years, throughout 1,500 square miles in Tanzania. And they've amassed a library of 70,000 giraffe photos along the way. Now, they've used image analysis software to study the spots of mothers and their calves. And they found that baby giraffes inherit at least some particular elements of their patterning from their mothers, like how circular the spots are, and how jagged the edges are. He also mentioned that just like humans have virtually unique sets of fingerprints, every giraffe has a unique set of.
Shiza, Ashmita, Honey, answer is right. Ira, answer is wrong. Nazia, answer is wrong. Priyanka, answer is wrong. So they're talking about the spots of giraffe, and they're saying, like, just like humans, they have unique set of fingerprints. Every giraffe has a unique set of spots, because they're talking about it. This is the what they are talking about in the lecture. So spots, D is the answer here, right? So let's see the next question. Again, it got the options. Just a sec. Okay, this is the audio, and I'll type it better because otherwise I'll be utilizing too much time. Okay, I'm just typing in 4 options. Okay, this one: find, detect, prevent, solve, A, B, C, D. Okay, I'm playing the audio. Last words, last sentence, I mean. But yeah, besides that, it's important what the whole lecture is about.
White has become the standard color for airplanes' exteriors. While stylish, it's also a calculated decision by many airlines. White is easy to spot, whether in the air, on the ground, or in the case of a crash, in the sea. And it's easy to see cracks or chips in the paint when that paint is white. This detection is important because dirt and moisture can quickly collect in these chips, becoming sites of corrosion that could eat away at the aircraft's body. This is one reason, in fact, that planes are usually painted at all instead of being left as polished metal. Painted metal more readily resists corrosion than unpainted metal. You'll often see plastic, fiberglass, or carbon fiber painted white on planes, too. This is because these parts of the plane are easily susceptible to sun damage, which the white paint helps.
Okay. Shiza, right. Ira, wrong. Honey, right. Yes, Ashmita, right. Priyanka, right. So the last sentence is, you will often see plastic, fiberglass, or carbon fiber painted white on planes too. This is because these parts of the plane are easily susceptible to sun damage, which the white paint helps prevent. Why? Obviously it's C, not B, not detect, because white paint is not helping here to detecting the things, to prevent the plastic, fiberglass, and carbon fiber from deteriorating or having sun damage you know, for all those things, it is preventing. That white paint helps prevent. So yes, we can be confused about detect and find, but if you're concentrating on the last sentence, it is easy to hear for that one. Okay, so the next one, just a sec. Again, I'll be typing it up because that's more easy and doesn't waste time. All right, so here is so it says the red color, the good taste. Okay, now it is a phrase now. This is not a word. Citrus taste and the attractive color. So two option of color, two option of taste, right? So this is I'm playing now.
While experimenting with weird genes that turned tomatoes dark green, geneticists accidentally discovered one of the reasons why today's tomatoes lack taste. Modern tomatoes are light green before they turn uniformly red. Surprisingly, the mutation that gives tomatoes uniform red color actually disables some of the ripening genes. Those genes allow the fruit to make its own sugar, which makes the tomato sweeter. The genes also increase the amount of carotenoid pigments, which give tomatoes.
Yeah, that's right, Shriza. Ira, that's right. Honey, wrong. Ashmita, right. Priyanka, wrong. Honey, this one is also not right. So this lecture is talking about the red color of the tomato, how it gets that red color, right? So this is what they are just concluding up. The gene also increase the amount of carotenoid pigments which give tomatoes the red color. So how basically they turn from green to red, there is a mutation occur, or that things they are mentioning in here, right? So the red color is the answer here. All right, so let's see the next one. Any health concerns? No, not that one. Okay, so it is again with the phrases. It says electricity that's available all the time. First option. All right, four options. Electricity that's available all the time. Electricity that's running much cheaper. A renewable energy can be cheaper when using at night. So playing the audio.
Well, there is one problem with solar panels like this. They only work while the sun is shining. If you wanted to use them on cloudy days or at night, you'd need to store the power in a giant battery. And you'd need heaps more panels, which would be really expensive. That's why in Australia, most people still rely on something called base load power.
Answers. It's finished. You want to hear it again? No, this is not the answer, Ira. Honey, it's wrong. Ashmita, it's wrong. Okay, hear it again.
Well, there is one problem with solar panels like this. They only work while the sun is shining. If you wanted to use them on cloudy days or at night, you'd need to store the power in a giant battery. And you'd need heaps more panels, which would be really expensive. That's why in Australia, most people still rely on something called base load power.
Yes, that's right now. Honey. Anybody else? I'm waiting for your answers. Yes, Shiza, this is right. Okay, so it's about that the solar panel energy is not available every time because it's available only when sun is shining, right? So if we want to store that, we need huge batteries and a lot of candles. That will be expensive, right? That's why they said Australia most people still rely on something called base load power. And obviously with sun, if the electricity not available all the time, so with the base load power, electricity will be available all the time. So that's why I told you to keep listening what it's there in the lecture, because that's what it's telling you what could be your next sentence. So here this is sort of a sentence itself. Electricity that's available all the time. That's the answer here. All right, so let's move to the next type of the question. Stop it and let's share the next one. So this was select missing word, and the next one we will be doing, just a second, highlight correct summary. So highlight correct summary, just a second. After hearing a recording, you have to select the paragraph that best summarizes the recording. So that means this is an important question because it gives score to two skills, listening and reading. The prompt will be 30 to 90 seconds, right? So what we are expecting this question, see here. This is the screen you will be having for this question, instruction, the status box, and these are the four options. As you can see, the options are lengthy. You're not able to read all the option in 10 seconds because 10 seconds will be given to you before the audio will start playing, right? So it will say beginning in 10, 9, 8, 7, yeah. So these are much alike as well. All the options, they will be finding them similar because that's why that's how they are confusing you up within the options, right? So you have to maybe go through one option or two option, whatever you find feasible to go through when you are having that 10-second preparation time, right? So after that, the best way to answer this question is to take notes, right? So whatever, as like suppose you are doing retail lecture, suppose you are doing summarized spoken text, right? And now you're taking notes because you have to write a summary for the same, right? So this will help you to best take notes of all the keynotes, right? And what keynotes we are writing in the that erasable booklet, the keywords and the phrases, any numbers we hearing, any names we hearing, any dates we hearing, any information the speaker is emphasizing on and putting a lot of that what do you say, that intonation and word stress. So those are the words you're taking down as notes, and those notes will help you to decide which is the right answer, because all the options they will be similar, but yeah, with few changes in them, and those are the changes which make one answer stand out as the best one. And summary is always which is covering all the keynotes in a brief manner, right? So this is how you will be looking at it. And you see, this is the model of motivation, normal people, two models, main focus, like homeopathic one. So this is how this is how you are taking notes, right? And then you finding all those keywords in one option. That's your answer. Read the option beforehand, but of course you won't be able to read every option, so you can skim them. So skim through the option. Skimming is like not exactly reading it, but getting the overall meaning, what it is about, right? That you can do in 10 seconds. And once you, if you have done this, you will be having a hints of the option. So when you got that hint in the audio, so you will catch the words faster, you will catch the option faster, right? Listen with the intent of understanding. So you are listening this particular whole lecture not just to listen it, but to understanding it, what it is conveying, what message it is conveying, what it is all about, because that's what the summary is, right? Take notes definitely, because that's how the question become easy for you. Keep the option in mind while listening. So when you have skimmed the option, so you have some idea of the option with you. Some option you will be able to eliminate at that very moment. Maybe out of 4, there is one option which is completely opposite, and you can eliminate that option there and then only, and then you will be left with 3 options to decide from, right? And what sound that option? Like it will be like, for example, only 10% people pay taxes, and in the audio you are hearing majority of people pay taxes. So you see, this is like quite different. 10 is minor, majority could be 99 as well, right? So you can eliminate that option right away. So this will help you to narrow down the search. So keep an eye, because there is one option always like that. Then use your visual memory. So this is some student can use it, like when we are listening to something, we try to imagine that one thing in the back of our mind. So do use that visuals when you're marking the options, right? And read every option before marking and finalizing your answer, right? So this is the question we are practicing now. So I need to stop this, and I'll be sharing a document with this question. First let me see what I have in audio, then I'll be sharing. Highlight the correct summary. Just let me match the options. Just a second, I'm just looking into the question I'm showing to you in a meanwhile. Okay, this is highlight the correct summary. All right. And if I go after this question here, it's called this one. This we did, yeah. So let's go to this one. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I'm showing you and making work a bit easy for you with 3 options only. Okay, sharing screen with the question on it. So you see 3 options there. These are the options for the question, and I'm playing the audio for it. So you got 10 seconds. Use that time. Okay.
Today's our first class, so I'd like to begin with some important definitions. We're going to use these terms all semester, so pay close attention. To begin with, chemistry is basically the study of matter. Matter is everything that makes up the universe. In this class, we're going to study the various elements and how they interact with one another. Sometimes they unite. When 2 or more elements unite, we call them compounds. Now, the study of chemical compounds is divided into 2 main branches of chemistry. Organic chemistry and inorganic chemistry. Organic chemistry is the study of compounds that contain the element carbon. This basically covers, it covers all living things. Carbon is an element all living organisms have in common. As for inorganic chemistry, it's the study of non-carbon-based compounds. There are 5 differences between organic and inorganic compounds. Listen carefully to these. First, there are more than 10 million carbon compounds. That's 10 times the number of inorganic compounds.
Why are there so many carbon compounds?
Mostly because carbon bonds easily with other elements. It can also form complex groups. Got it? Okay, second, organic compounds melt and boil at lower temperatures than inorganic compounds. Third, organic compounds don't dissolve in water as easily as inorganic compounds. Fourth, organic compounds catch fire more easily than inorganic compounds. However, inorganic compounds conduct heat and electricity more easily. Finally, organic compound reactions take place at slower rates than do inorganic compound reactions.
Answer, please. Honey, Iran, Shiza, the answer is right. And Ashmita, answer is right. What about Ada? You haven't got it? Or you don't feel like typing it? Nazia, Priyanka, Subdeep. Yes, that's right. Okay, Priyanka. All right. So this is here the answer to this question summary. Compounds made of 2 or more elements unite, and there are 2 main branches: chemical compounds, organic and inorganic. There are 5 differences between these 2. So this is actually covering the main concepts described in the lecture. So this becomes the summary of it, because this is having one aspect, this is having another aspect, but this covers from top to bottom the things here. What basically this is all about, this is how we frame summary. Okay, so the next question, let me see first. I got an audio on it. Yeah, it just scared me when I'm not finding the audios for the question. All right. Okay, bit easy work for you again. 3 options. Okay, ABC. 10 seconds you have to read it.
This winter has been rather cold. It almost feels like we're entering a new ice age. Yes, global warming is a hot topic these days, but more and more scientists are considering the possibility of global cooling occurring soon. This would result in the average temperatures on Earth dropping. It has happened in the past, and it will happen again in the future. Earth is warm now, but that's not always the case. In the past, large parts of the planet were covered in ice. We call these periods ice ages. Note the plural. There wasn't just one ice age. There have been several. During the recent past, we experienced the Little Ice Age. It lasted almost 500 years from around 1300 to 1800. The ice pack in the Arctic Ocean grew larger and moved south. Glaciers in the European Alps and on Greenland grew bigger and advanced southward. Temperatures dropped all over the northern hemisphere. Winters were longer, summers were shorter, and summer rains were heavier. There were numerous famines, since the cold and rain frequently destroyed crops. Why did this ice age and others like it happen? One theory claims that Earth's orbit caused them. Earth's orbit changes slightly over time, so the northern hemisphere receives less sunlight on those occasions. This reduces temperatures. It's possible that an orbital change caused the major ice ages. In case you're curious, the last such ice age happened around 20,000 years ago.
How often does Earth's orbit change?
No one knows for sure. Scientists estimate it changes between every 20,000 to 50,000 years. There's also a second possible reason for global cooling. This relates to decreased solar activity. The appearance or lack of sunspots can affect temperatures here on Earth. During the Little Ice Age, there were significantly fewer sunspots. Some believe temperatures on Earth decreased, thereby resulting in colder weather.
All right, so answer for this one. Okay, Shiza and Ira, answer is right. Ashmita, this is not right. I told you when you are listening, note dates as well. So if you go after that, you will get answer here A. A is the answer here. Global cooling has taken place on Earth in the past, and then the little ice age lasted around 813 to 1800. Some scientists think changes in Earth orbit make the temperature drop, and a lack of sunspots might affect temperatures on Earth. So A is the answer here, because the B option is out of the context because it is not covering. So you can be confused about A and C. But C, you see this just straight to the sunspots dropping and they're giving result to that, but they're not talking about the cooling has when it taken place in past and when was the little ice age found, right? Okay, 11:48. Okay, let's move to the next item type. And the last item type we will be practicing today will be write from dictation. It's also an important question because it gives you score for the two skills, listening and writing. After listening to a recording of a sentence, you have to type the sentence, right? So these are the things to keep in mind here are those, right? This is the question screen for this question. Instruction status box, and then there is a box where you need to type your answer. Cut, copy, paste an option, and word count. Word count is not like there is any word limit. It's just that how many words you heard and how many have you typed, so you can just check around the words, right? If you're lacking behind, or you have to write more, or you have to reduce the words, right? You will be receiving score points for every correct word that you write in the response box. So if you have heard a cart carries a single object, right? How many words are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means if I'm writing 6 words and I'm writing these 6 words only then I'll be receiving 1 point for every score, every right word. So this question has potential of, suppose 6 mark. I'm writing all the words just like same and sequence is right, I'll be receiving the 6 marks, right? If you can remember a word but you are not sure where it goes in the sentence, use your knowledge of English grammar to help you decide. Now I know the sentence has the word carries, but I don't remember where they said carries, right? Now according to the sentence formation, I can use my own knowledge here, that according to sentence, okay, it needs to be after the noun. The verb needs to be after the noun here. So I can put it up there. So this is also, you can see, decide here. So now how we are remembering the sentence. First, maybe you be ready to type. If you feel like I can listen and type at the same time, yes, you can do that. If you feel like no, I'll be taking or writing them down in the erasable notepad provided, and then I'm transferring them in the box provided, then you are writing. So be ready to type or write depending on how you are just opting up this question. Don't fall behind the audio. You losing the audio, you won't be able to get a hold of the word you heard, or you miss one or two words which will make you lose mark. So maybe don't try to type or write entire word like with the proper spelling. Maybe just write a hint of that word and keep moving with the audio, the best thing you can do. And when you are typing it, or after the audio is finished, just take your time and correctly type the words in the status box or in the question box, right? Capture the meaning. So if you hear a sentence, a card carries a single object, so you have this meaning that it is about a card which is having only one object on it and it is carrying it along, right? So I have to write the same thing. I can use the meaning I have captured to frame a sentence here. And even I don't remember the exact sequence, I have written the words, few of the words right, I'll be receiving marks here. And connect logically. If you heard something and you're not sure about the sentence, how it will go, so use your knowledge and try to complete the sentence. If any word from that sentence is in the recording, you will be getting mark. And remember that there is no negative marking, so you won't be losing any mark here. So, and singular and plural. Sometimes there are word in the sentence which are plural and you don't know they are plural, and you write them in a singular way, so you will be losing that 1 mark. But how you can save that? If there are words like word like window, and you feel like I don't know window or windows, so write window as well and windows as well, right? But write it where you hear the word window. First write windows maybe, then write window. So if the window plural is right, you will get for 1 mark for that. If it's singular, in the single form it's right, you will get 1 mark for the singular form. And one more thing, if you not sure that I am hearing this word, or I heard this word as well, I heard this as word as well, so use your knowledge and try to write the words you feeling I have heard in the sentence to type in the box given, right? So but yeah, provided that the sentence formation need to be correct. It doesn't mean that sentence is giving no meaning at all, so it is again affecting your writing score because the sentence formation will be wrong. So fix the words but make a sense of the sentence, right? And remember to put the first letter capital of the sentence and always put a full stop at the end, because that will give you the punctuation score. Just a second, this is like adjusting. And one thing more, okay, this is too much. Okay, one thing more. If there is any proper noun in the sentence, so use capital word, capital first letter for that word as well. So now let's hear a few sentences. I don't have to share any screen here because you just only hearing and typing in the chat box, right? So I'll make you hear the sentence now. Be ready to type or write, take notes, whatever way you feel comfortable, and you can get the more words from the sentence. So here you go. So I'm making you hear the first one. Okay.
A good structure shows the key points of a paper.
Type in. Keep on typing. I'm looking at your answer. And you have to take care of the spellings as well. Remember that. Okay, so the 5 sentences I received. And yeah, you guys are very close and some of you exactly right. Okay, here it goes. Oh, I sent to Ashmita only. Sorry. It says a good structure. It says a good structure shows the key points of a paper. Right? And you get it right. Okay, let's hear the next one.
Extracurricular activities can help students to develop more talents.
So I told you singular and plural. You're not sure. Write both forms. Don't forget to put full stop at the last. Nazia. Anybody typing in? Extracurricular, first of all, it's one word. And it's not extra curriculum, it's extracurricular. Extracurricular activities help singular students plural to develop more talents plural full stop. All right, next one.
Audition of the university choir will be held next week.
Okay, one word missed era and one word is singular. 2 words are missed basically. One word is change and one is missed. Nazia.
Ma'am, for this singular and plural, for example, instead of writing, that the university, so can we write the both words by giving this slash, one singular and
Nothing,
another
no slash, nothing like that. Just simply write audition of universities,
Oh yeah.
just like
Thank
that. In a running sentence, never put a
Yeah.
slash or something.
All right. Thank you.
Right, and this is the sentence. Audition of the university choir. Choirs will be held next week. And university, you need to be small only. Because it's not a name of university, it's just a word university. Okay, next and last one.
You will need to read chapter 1 before the management class.
You will.
It is not difficult one. I mean, the section itself. But yeah, we have to be extra cautious when listening. We have to just close our eyes maybe, because that's work for me. I don't know if that works for you, but this is one thing you can try. While listening to the sentence, close your eyes, and I feel this is the best way you capture the entire sentence. Okay, Nazia, no worries. It's okay. Okay, yeah, very good. You have sent me the answer, and few mistakes are there. This is, here it goes. You will need to read chapter 1 before the management class, full stop, right? So yeah, that's all guys. So this is all the listening item types we covered in 2 days, the 8 item types here. And I guess so far we haven't left any, right? So yeah, we will be seeing each other on Monday now, Monday to Friday again. We will be continuing again with the next set of the question we practice. And remember that there is a weekend class as well that will be from 12 to 2 on Monday, on Sunday, right? So if you want to attend that, so just give a ring on this number and ask for the Zoom link. If you are free, you can attend that class as well, right? That's with the another trainer Shipra, right? And after that, Monday, you will be seeing me again, Monday to Friday, 10 to 12, right? So that's all, guys. So can we end this session now?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
we get
Thank you, ma'am.
resources for this one, ma'am?
See, you have to download the application APEUNI.
Oh, thank you.
And you download it, and you need to register yourself there, and there you get the practice test, and they also tell you the score. They just give you score on the response you will be giving there, telling you your mistakes as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, welcome. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye, guys. See you on Monday now. So bye-bye. Take care till then. Stay safe.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye, Ashmita, Shaza,
Have a
Nazia,
good day.
Priyanka, Sukdeep. Bye-bye.